What was supposed to be the proudest night of Travis Hunter's young career turned into a scene straight out of a reality TV nightmare. Fresh off a big win that had fans chanting his name and the cameras flashing, Travis walked off the field ready to celebrate his moment of glory. But instead of basking in the spotlight, he was blindsided by a moment of pure humiliation, delivered not by an opponent, not by the media, but by the one person who was supposed to be in his corner, his girlfriend. Yes, you heard that right. While fans were expecting kisses, hugs, and the classic ride-or-die partner moment, what they got was drama so raw it had people gasping in front of teammates, coaches, and national TV cameras. Travis's girlfriend flipped the script, turning what should have been a victory lap into an emotional ambush. Shocking words were exchanged, accusations were hurled, and suddenly, the Golden Boys' win didn't feel like a win at all. And now, social media is ablaze. Fans are divided. Some are calling it relationship suicide, while others are whispering that this is exactly why modern men are so hesitant to tie the knot. But what really went down that night? Stay tuned. Travis Hunter had just pulled off one of the most impressive performances of his career. The crowd was still buzzing, his teammates were celebrating, and reporters were scrambling to get that perfect post-game soundbite. But while most people expected this night to be remembered for the win, what unfolded backstage would soon overshadow everything that happened on the field. The cameras didn't catch all of it, but enough whispers, enough phones, and enough shocked witnesses pieced together a story so wild it has fans questioning whether glory on the field can ever protect you from chaos at home. As Travis walked through the tunnel, still dripping sweat, his smile was wide and unshakable. Fans leaned over the barricades, shouting his name, and he stopped for a few quick autographs. It was his moment, the kind of night players dream about. But just beyond the tunnel, his girlfriend was waiting. And not with the kind of embrace that had become a tradition for so many athletes after a big win. Instead, she stood stiff, arms crossed, her expression tight, as though she'd been holding back a storm. Witnesses say Travis, still beaming, leaned in for a hug, but she pulled back, muttering something sharp under her breath. That was the moment his smile faltered. One bystander claimed she said, "You think winning fixes everything." And though the words were quiet, the venom in her tone was unmistakable. Travis froze, unsure how to react, while cameras and staff walked past, pretending not to notice but clearly straining to catch every word. He whispered back, "This isn't the time or place, let's talk later." But she wasn't interested in waiting. Her voice grew louder, and within seconds, people nearby couldn't ignore it anymore. Double quotes, "Oh, now you want to talk later. You never want to talk when it's just us. The only time you have energy is when you're out here performing for everybody else." Fans who caught the exchange on their phones immediately uploaded clips online. And before Travis even made it to the locker room, hashtags with his name were already trending. It was the perfect mix of triumph and tragedy, a superstar basking in victory only to be undercut by personal drama in the same breath. Inside the locker room, teammates noticed his mood shift. While they were popping champagne and shouting about the win, Travis sat at his locker, towel over his head, barely responding. One teammate tried to cheer him up, saying, "Man, forget all that. You just put on a show. This is your night." But Travis could only manage a half-hearted nod, and while his teammates celebrated, his girlfriend remained outside, pacing furiously, clearly ready for round two. A team staffer reportedly asked her to step away, but she refused, saying, "No, he's gonna hear me tonight. Everybody else gets his time, but not me. Not anymore." When Travis finally emerged, the tension was thick enough to choke on. Fans nearby described the scene as like a breakup happening live. She grabbed his arm and pulled him aside, ignoring the stares, and launched into accusations that made everyone within earshot uncomfortable. "You think I don't know what's going on? You think I don't see the DMs, the late nights, the excuses? You keep acting like I'm crazy, but I'm not stupid, Travis. Not stupid at all." The look on his face, according to witnesses, was one of pure shock. Some say he shook his head, others swear he muttered, "Not here, please." But she didn't let up. She accused him of prioritizing his fame over their relationship, of being more committed to football than to her, and hinted at betrayal that she claimed had been boiling for months. By this point, teammates who had followed him out of the locker room were frozen, unsure if they should intervene. Some pulled out their phones, others just exchanged awkward glances. One veteran reportedly muttered, "This is why you keep your business private," before walking away. But the drama didn't end there. Fans nearby began recording as she raised her voice further, saying, "This is exactly why men don't deserve loyalty. You celebrate your wins while I sit at home wondering where I stand. Well, here's your answer. You don't stand at all." Gasps rippled through the crowd. And within minutes, those clips were going viral. The narrative shifted from Travis Hunter's big win to Travis Hunter's public humiliation. Sports commentators who had just finished praising his performance were suddenly fielding calls from producers telling them to address the scandal breaking live on social media. But what nobody expected was the twist that followed. Just when it seemed like the confrontation had reached its peak, his girlfriend turned her attention to the people around them. "Y'all cheer for him like he's some hero. But none of you know what really happens when the cameras are off. None of you see the lies, the late nights. The way he dismisses me like I don't even matter." Those words sent shockwaves, not only through the fans nearby, but also through the millions who would watch the clips later. Suddenly, it wasn't just about a lover's quarrel. It was about painting a picture of a star who might not be the golden boy everyone thought. Travis, visibly shaken, tried to walk away, muttering, "We'll talk at home," but she followed him, refusing to let the conversation die. By now, security had stepped in, gently urging her to calm down, but her words had already cut deep. And for Travis, the victory that should have been the crowning jewel of his season now felt like a chain dragging him down in front of the whole world. Back home, fans debated furiously online. Some defended Travis, saying he didn't deserve to be ambushed after such a big game. Others sided with her, arguing that men often hide behind their careers to avoid accountability. Sports blogs, gossip outlets, and even mainstream news picked up the story, turning it into a national talking point. But behind the noise, one fact remained clear. The relationship was cracking, and it had cracked in the most public way imaginable. And while Travis sat in his car that night, silent and defeated, the words still ringing in his ears, his girlfriend's voice carried through the stadium hallways, reminding everyone who heard that even the brightest spotlight can't hide the shadows at home. Yet this was only the beginning. The fight that started in the tunnel would spill into his private life, dragging family, friends, and even fans into the chaos. Little did Travis know, the biggest battle wasn't on the field, it was in his own relationship. And the fallout was about to get even messier. As the car pulled out of the stadium parking lot, witnesses said Travis sat slumped in the passenger seat staring out the window, while his girlfriend gripped the wheel with an icy silence. The ride home wasn't quiet for long, though. Within minutes, she exploded again, her voice echoing inside the vehicle, accusing him of making her feel invisible. "You can play your heart out for them, but when it's me, when it's us, suddenly you're too tired, too distracted. I've been with you before the lights, before the cameras, and now I feel like I don't even exist." Travis tried to keep his composure, muttering that he was focused on his career, that the win meant everything to him and his future. But his words only fueled her fire. "Your career. What about us? What about the fact that I've been sitting in the shadows while you become this superstar? You don't even realize you're losing me while you're chasing that ball. You're losing me while you're chasing that ball." The argument raged on until they reached their home. Neighbors later reported hearing the shouting continue from inside the house, voices rising and falling like waves in a storm. One source close to the couple revealed that it wasn't the first time such fights had happened, but this was by far the loudest and most damaging. The next morning, social media was ablaze. Clips from the tunnel confrontation had gone viral, and fans were polarized. Some said she was jealous of his success. Others insisted she had every right to call him out if she felt neglected. Memes flooded Twitter and Instagram, showing Travis looking heartbroken with captions, like from MVP to most vulnerable player. As the chaos spread online, family members began weighing in. Travis's sister, who had always been protective of him, posted a cryptic message on her story. It's funny how some people wait until the cameras are on to start acting up. Fans instantly interpreted it as a shot at his girlfriend. Meanwhile, one of her cousins fired back with a post of her own. Funny how some families defend lies instead of holding their own accountable. The drama had officially gone from a couple's argument to a full-on family feud. And if that wasn't enough, close friends began leaking private details. One anonymous friend of the girlfriend claimed Travis had been caught messaging another woman late at night, something he denied furiously when reporters asked him about it during a press conference. His jaw tightened and his tone grew sharp. "I'm here to talk about football, not gossip. People need to respect boundaries," but the damage was done. Reporters smelled blood, and the questions kept coming. Back at home, tensions were only getting worse. According to sources, Travis's girlfriend packed a bag and threatened to leave, saying, "If you can't make space for me in your life, then I'll find someone who will." He reportedly begged her not to go, saying he wanted to fix things, but she shot back, "Words don't fix actions, Travis. I'm tired of empty promises." Their friends tried to intervene, staging what they described as a peace talk. One of Travis's teammates even invited them both to dinner, hoping to calm the storm. But instead of reconciliation, the dinner turned into another public showdown. Diners in the restaurant claimed she raised her voice, accusing Travis of playing the victim and pretending like he's the only one sacrificing. Travis, usually calm, finally snapped back, saying, "You knew what this life was when you signed up. I can't apologize for chasing my dream." The words stunned the table. One of her friends left in tears, and Travis's teammate sat in awkward silence. Realizing the fight wasn't going to be solved that night, once again, onlookers pulled out their phones, and soon another set of videos hit the internet. Fans were shocked to see Travis, usually so composed, finally losing his cool. Online. The narrative shifted again. Now, people debated whether the girlfriend was being unreasonable or whether Travis was too blinded by fame to notice the cracks forming around him. One popular blogger wrote, "This isn't just a relationship problem. This is a classic case of fame versus loyalty, ambition versus intimacy. And history tells us it rarely ends well." To make matters worse, brands that had just signed Travis to endorsement deals began asking questions. A leaked email suggested one sponsor wanted to monitor the situation closely before proceeding with a campaign. The idea that personal drama could impact his career sent Travis spiraling into frustration. At home, the fights continued. His girlfriend accused him of caring more about public image than their relationship. "You're more worried about what they think than what I feel," she said one night, her voice breaking. Travis, exhausted, whispered, "Because what they think keeps the lights on. It keeps the life we're living right now. Can't you see that?" Her reply cut like a knife. "What's the point of light if the love is gone?" Those words reportedly left Travis in silence, staring at her as if he had no answer. Friends close to him said he confided later, admitting that for the first time. He wondered if the relationship could survive. But just when it seemed like things couldn't get more chaotic, another twist entered the picture. Rumors began to swirl that Travis's girlfriend had been confiding in a male friend, someone she'd grown increasingly close to while the fights with Travis escalated. Fans quickly speculated about whether this was an emotional affair, fueling even more gossip. Screenshots began circulating. ALLEGEDLY showing late-night messages between her and this friend, filled with heart emojis and long conversations about feeling misunderstood, though nothing explicit was confirmed. The timing of the leaks was enough to spark an uproar. Travis was reportedly devastated when he saw the screenshots. One insider said he slammed his phone on the table and muttered, "So this is how it is. I'm the villain, but she's out here doing the same thing." By this point, the couple's drama had spilled so far into the public that even teammates were complaining it was becoming a distraction. One coach allegedly pulled Travis aside, telling him, "Son, you need to get this under control. Your performance on the field is one thing, but off it. This is starting to define you." The pressure mounted from every direction: family, fans, the media, sponsors, and now even his team. And as Travis lay awake at night, staring at the ceiling while his girlfriend slept in the other room, he realized the battle wasn't just about love anymore. It was about survival of his career, his reputation, and maybe even his sanity. And still, the story was far from over. The real explosion, the one nobody saw coming, was waiting just around the corner. The storm hit harder than anyone could have predicted, just days after the screenshots of his girlfriend's late-night conversations leaked. A podcast dedicated to sports gossip dropped a bombshell episode. The host claimed to have inside information from someone very close to the situation. They described the relationship as toxic, fueled by jealousy, resentment, and a constant battle for control. The episode quickly went viral, and fans dissected every word, like detectives piecing together a crime scene. Travis tried to bury himself in training, but even there, whispers followed him. Teammates asked cautious questions, some supportive, some curious. One teammate joked, "Bro, at this point, y'all got more episodes than Netflix." Travis didn't laugh. He simply muttered, "I just want to play ball," and walked off the field, behind closed doors. His girlfriend wasn't backing down either. She accused him of allowing the media to paint her as the villain, insisting he should defend her publicly. "You sit there and let them drag me, Travis. Do you even care about what this does to me?" She shouted. One night, he snapped back, "You put all this out there? You're the one making scenes in public. What do you expect me to do? I can't fight the entire internet." Her eyes filled with tears, but her voice stayed sharp. "I expect you to stand by me, not stand in silence. Silence is betrayal. And that's exactly what you've been giving me." The tension between them seeped into every corner of their lives. At family gatherings, the air was thick. His mother, worried about her son, reportedly pulled him aside and said, "You need peace, Travis. Whatever this is, it's tearing you down." But when she tried to share her concerns with his girlfriend, the exchange ended in disaster. "Don't you dare blame me for his struggles." His girlfriend snapped at his mother. "If anything, I'm the one holding him together while he drowns himself in football and fame." That confrontation was the final straw for Travis's family. While they had tried to remain civil, his relatives began openly criticizing her, creating a bitter divide. Fans online picked up on the feud, with one viral thread claiming, "This isn't just about Travis and his girl anymore. This is a family war playing out in public." And then came the betrayal that shook Travis to his core. One evening, a video surfaced online showing his girlfriend at a nightclub with the very same male friend she had been messaging, though the footage wasn't incriminating on its own. The body language told a story: whispers, laughter, a hand lingering too long on her arm. Fans exploded with speculation, and within hours, Travis's girl caught slipping was trending. Travis' single quotes S phone lit up with notifications. Teammates texted, family members called, and even reporters reached out for comment. Sitting in the dark, watching the clip over and over, he whispered to himself, "After everything, this is how she plays me." When he confronted her, the argument erupted like a volcano. "So that's your boy, the one you've been telling me not to worry about?" he shouted. "Joe," she fired back instantly. "It was nothing. You don't get to act all innocent like you've never had women throwing themselves at you. Don't pretend like you've been some saint while I sit at home, wondering if you're faithful." The shouting shook the walls. Neighbors reportedly heard doors slamming and glass breaking. By the time the fight ended, he had stormed out of the house, slamming the door so hard it rattled the windows. For the next 2 days, Travis disappeared. No calls, no texts, no social media posts. Fans speculated endlessly had he left her. Was he staying with family? One rumor even claimed he had checked into a hotel under a fake name just to escape the chaos. When he finally reemerged, it wasn't with words, but with actions. He arrived at practice looking more focused than ever, eyes burning with determination. Reporters noted the shift, saying he seemed like a man trying to reclaim control of his narrative. But the storm was far from over. His girlfriend, feeling cornered, went live on Instagram. Through tears and trembling words, she painted herself as the misunderstood partner who only wanted love and attention. Everybody thinks they know our story, but they don't. I've been here for him through everything. And all I get in return is silence and suspicion. The Live drew tens of thousands of viewers. And while some sympathized with her, many others accused her of playing the victim. Comments flooded in. This is emotional blackmail. You embarrassed him publicly? Now you want pity? And this is why men don't want marriage. The phrase caught on like wildfire. Soon, countless users were posting videos and memes with the caption, "This is why men don't want to get married," linking it directly to Travis's situation. What began as a relationship scandal was now fueling a broader cultural debate, with influencers, podcasters, and even talk show hosts weighing in. Through it all, Travis remained silent, but his silence spoke volumes. While his girlfriend tried to sway the public narrative, he focused on his game, showing up on the field with unmatched intensity. Commentators noticed, saying he's playing like a man with something to prove. Still, behind the scenes, the relationship continued to deteriorate. Friends close to Travis claimed he was torn between walking away and trying to salvage what was left. He doesn't want to look like he gave up, one insider said, but he also doesn't know how much more he can take. Then came the ultimate twist, rumors of a proposal that had been planned before all the drama unfolded. According to sources, Travis had been preparing to pop the question after the big win, even going so far as to purchase a ring. The plan was to make it a fairy tale moment, a celebration of love and victory rolled into one. But after everything that happened, the tunnel fight, the nightclub video, the family feuds, the ring remained hidden, locked away in a drawer, a painful reminder of what could have been. When fans learned of this detail, thanks to a leak from a jeweler who confirmed the purchase, the story took on a tragic edge. He was going to marry her. And now, look at them. One fan tweeted. Another wrote, "Imagine being so close to forever," only for it to all crumble in front of the world. Travis, meanwhile, kept the ring secret, unsure if he would ever bring it out again. And as the weeks passed, one question loomed larger than any game, any contract. Any headline: was this the end of his relationship, or just another chapter in a saga that seemed to have no end? The world waited for answers, but only Travis and his girlfriend knew what was truly happening behind closed doors. And even they weren't sure anymore. The weeks that followed felt like living inside a soap opera, except this was no scripted drama. It was Travis Hunter's real life unraveling in front of millions. Every move he made, every word he spoke, and every post he didn't share was scrutinized like evidence in a courtroom. Fans were desperate for clarity. But what they got instead was more chaos, more twists, and more heartbreak. It all came to a boiling point one Friday night when Travis's girlfriend showed up at one of his post-game parties, uninvited. According to people there, the atmosphere had been light and celebratory at first, music blaring, teammates laughing, fans snapping photos. Travis seemed relaxed for the first time in weeks. But the second she walked in, the energy shifted. Voices dropped, eyes widened, and everyone braced for another explosion. She wasted no time. Marching straight up to Travis in the middle of the living room, she shouted, "So this is where you've been hiding, celebrating without me, while making me look like the enemy." The room fell silent. One teammate tried to diffuse the tension, but she shoved past him. Eyes locked on Travis. "You think you can erase me from your life just like that?" She continued. "After everything we've been through, after everything I sacrificed for you." Travis stood frozen, drink in hand, before finally putting the cup down and saying, in a voice low but firm, "You made a choice when you dragged our business out in public. I never wanted this. I never wanted us to become entertainment for the world." She laughed bitterly. "Oh, please. You love the attention. You love being the victim. You get sympathy points while I get called crazy. But you know what, Travis? Maybe I am crazy for ever believing you'd put me first." Her words cut deep. But what happened next shattered whatever remained between them. One of Travis's closest friends, clearly fed up, spoke up from across the room. "Nah, this ain't it. You've been embarrassing him for weeks. You want attention, not love. Stop acting like the victim." Gasps filled the room as she turned on the friend, firing back insults, but the damage was done. Witnesses say Travis's face twisted with shame, torn between anger and sadness. Finally, he raised his voice louder than anyone had heard before. "Enough. I can't do this anymore. I can't keep fighting battles in public. I can't keep pretending like this is love when it feels like war." Silence blanketed the room. His girlfriend's expression crumbled, shifting from fury to disbelief. "So that's it? You're just done?" she asked, her voice trembling. Travis shook his head slowly. "I wanted forever with you. I was ready for that step. But forever doesn't look like this. This isn't love, it's destruction." Those who were there said she dropped her bag, tears streaming down her face, before storming out of the house. The slam of the door echoed like a gunshot, signaling the end of an era. News of the breakup spread like wildfire. Within hours, blogs were reporting, fans were dissecting, and the infamous phrase resurfaced again. "This is why men don't want to get married." It became more than just a meme-ette turned into a rallying cry, fueling endless debates about relationships, loyalty, and fame. Some fans celebrated Travis for finally standing up for himself, praising him as an example of not tolerating toxic behavior. Others criticized him, insisting he had abandoned someone who had supported him during his climb to fame. The divide was clear, and the arguments online grew so heated that hashtags supporting both sides trended simultaneously. But what stunned everyone was the revelation that followed. A close friend of Travis confirmed the rumors about the engagement ring. He admitted Travis had been planning to propose on the night of his big win, the very night everything unraveled in the tunnel. The ring was still hidden away, unused, a silent reminder of what could have been. He had this whole plan, the friend revealed. He wanted to walk out after the game, take her hand in front of the cameras, and make it official. That was going to be his moment. But instead, he got humiliated in front of the world. The irony was brutal. A night meant to symbolize commitment had turned into the night that destroyed it all. Fans couldn't stop talking about it, with some saying it was a blessing in disguise and others mourning what felt like a tragic love story cut short. As weeks passed, Travis tried to rebuild his image. He threw himself into his career, producing highlight after highlight on the field, determined to prove that personal chaos wouldn't break him. Interviews painted him as focused and resilient, but those close to him admitted the heartbreak lingered. "He's stronger than ever on the field," one teammate said. But off it, you can still see the pain in his eyes. His ex, meanwhile, stayed vocal online. Posting cryptic quotes about betrayal and healing, fueling more speculation. Every word she posted was dissected, every photo analyzed. The saga refused to die, living on through memes, commentary, and endless debates. But at the heart of it all, one undeniable truth remained: this wasn't just a breakup. It was a cautionary tale, a public unraveling that left scars on both sides. And no matter how far Travis goes in his career, no matter how many victories he stacks up, fans will always remember the night triumph turned into tragedy, and love turned into humiliation. The story ended not with a proposal, not with reconciliation, but with two people standing on opposite sides of a battlefield, wondering how they had gone from lovers to enemies. And as fans still argue about who was right and who was wrong, one chilling question lingers in the air. This is what love looks like in the spotlight. Is it even worth chasing at all? Is it even worth chasing at all? And that, folks, is where we leave this explosive saga. A night that should have been all about victory ended in heartbreak, betrayal, and a breakup that fans are still talking about. Travis Hunter may have walked off the field a champion, but behind the scenes, he walked straight into the kind of drama nobody could have predicted. The family is divided, the fans are split. And the future of this relationship, if you can even call it that anymore, remains shattered. But here's the thing. This isn't just about Travis and his girlfriend. This story has become bigger than them, sparking conversations everywhere about trust, loyalty, and whether love can really survive in the age of fame and social media. So now we turn the question over to you. Was Travis right to finally walk away? Or did his girlfriend have a point about being neglected in the spotlight? Is this a story of toxic love that was doomed from the start? Or was it just two people who couldn't handle the pressure of fame? And most importantly, do you think this proves once and for all why so many men are hesitant to get married today? Drop your thoughts down in the comments because we want to hear every angle. Make sure to like this video if you were shocked by all the twists. Subscribe for more wild stories that dive deep into the drama. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Trust us, this story may be over, but the drama never really ends.